Okay, today's video, we're going to talk about and answer the question, are digital marketing courses worth it anymore? No. The answer to that is basically no, 90+% of the time. Because of three basic reasons that I'm going to give you here in today's video. This information just right off the top here, you can rely on because I've been doing online marketing for almost 20 years now. I've managed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different ad campaigns online and also looked at, along with the ad campaigns, the funnels, the overall website, the overall business model. Why? Because I've managed and worked with campaigns for hundreds of clients that have in my advertising agency, which by the way is the only agency out there which actually legitimately guarantees results on the campaigns before we take fees at all. They're the only agency out there that does that. Plus, I have my own businesses that I also own, e-commerce businesses that I own, run, and manage on the side. I'm as qualified as it comes as to speaking on this topic specifically. And more importantly, I don't have any freaking courses to sell you. So most of the... you go and type in this question, are digital marketing courses worth it on YouTube here? What do you get? Information from these people who are selling you courses to draw you in to buy their course. So right off the top, you cannot believe a single thing that they're saying, okay? This channel has been, over the last few years, specializing in giving you the no bullshit information about how to make money with running your online business and specifically running ads for it so you can make millions of dollars advertising your business. And the real information, not the information that you want to hear necessarily, but the information that's true and real, because that's what I deliver on this channel. It's coming from somebody who just actively spends 40 hours a week plus running ad strategies, testing them out to figure out what works and what doesn't work to give you the real information, not secondhand or third-hand information here. The reason why I do not sell courses is for the three reasons that I'm mentioning here on today's video, and will make very good sense once you understand and hear what each one of these three things are. Courses sound like, as people, by the way, marketing is one of those things that if you hire out, it's 90% of what you not only can get in terms of information, but also services is a scam. Why? Because the people that actually know what they're doing charge lots and lots and lots of money for them. And so usually if you're just starting out, you can't afford the real. So you get a watered down version from somebody who doesn't know anything, and they tell you what you want to hear, and then you end up getting scammed as a result of it. Of course, information that technically could come from somebody who knows what they're doing, who makes real money, could package that up theoretically in a course and sell it 1,000,000 times. Therefore, person that's rich could actually hypothetically make money with that business model of selling courses versus out there doing the stuff. Because as they say, people who can't do teach, and that fundamentally still for sure is true in an overwhelming majority of the cases. The people who are making money still, though, running online businesses, don't have time to sell courses. They're out there actually running their online businesses. And so you can't really, for the most part, that's why you're going to get false information. People who can get good results on ads work for high-end clients that charge lots and lots of money. Therefore, you can't access people who really know how to get results because of that. Ultimately, I'm able to work with clients and actually, make high six figures a year running ads for clients and the businesses that we run, and can still give you information on this channel because my business still revolves around getting clients who actually need help, and I got to advertise somehow. But respectively, it's education first. You getting the free information. When you don't want to do the stuff that I mentioned in this video, we'll do it for you, which is a whole different type of thing that you're normally going to get on this channel, which is hire me, I've got the magic formula, but they don't tell you what the magic formula is. So anyway, I gave you enough background information about what I'm going to be at least covering in today's video. I will have an alternative for you which is much better than, we have construction going on, which is much better than buying the courses, which are frankly very expensive anyway. And of which all the information, practically speaking, that actually does work, ironically, doesn't even cost you any money. And so what a lot of people, where they go wrong is they think, oh, they feel like they're doing something. They're spending money for the information to run online ad campaigns or whatnot for their business. The reality is that's just tricking yourself. You need to go out there and actually learn and read stuff and then try it out, fail, read more, try it out, fail, and fail and fail and fail and fail and fail and fail. And eventually, through process of elimination, and you will figure out eventually what works. That's what I had to do. That's what everybody else who makes good money online had to do. There's no turnkey, let's learn it in a weekend how to make millions of dollars running online ads for our business. Why? Because if it were truly that easy, everybody would be rich. You know, anybody could start a Shopify store selling products. The question is, the difference between the people who make money and don't make money are the people who had that stick-to-itness, where they literally just learned and they tried and they learned and they tried and they eventually came to the conclusion on what works after finding all the ways it didn't work. And all the people who didn't make money thought it was going to be quick and easy. They tried a couple times, they say it's a scam, and then they just don't work on it anymore. So if you want to make money, for sure, all you got to do is just be willing to try harder and longer than anybody else. Yes, it obviously helps out if you know where to get accurate information, but no matter what, no matter how good even myself could lay it out for you, there's still micro nuances to what you have that you are going to learn until you've actually tried it out for yourself and had that experience. Given every business is slightly different, which is also why courses suck. You're not going to have a copy-paste thing that's going to work for your company unless, you know, we sell campaign templates that work for different markets that you could copy and paste. But even then, it's still not one-to-one exactly the same way as another person. Like if you're a plumber, that a campaign for another plumber used that could directly work for your stuff. When you're talking about generalized marketing information, nothing is going to work without tweaks. And you're never going to understand the tweaks you have to make until you understand the foundation and fundamentals of marketing. And you're not going to get those in a book or a course or anything else. You got to learn yourself what works or what doesn't work. Think about what didn't work, why it didn't work, and then there's a whole foundation that you have to learn about the fundamental principles of how consumers behave, the psychology of how people buy, why they don't buy, to eventually figure out, because the information, what they try to put you in the course is to run this ad and this, you know, this product, this landing page, but unless you get the foundational information, understand the user psychology and all that, none of this other stuff is going to make sense because you got to tweak it in order for it to work for your business. And of course, again, if it were turnkey truly, everybody would do it, including the person selling the course. Instead of selling you the damn course, they would be doing the thing that I'm talking about and scale it and make money and not give it to you. So that said, everyone with a following nowadays online on YouTube, Instagram has a course to drain their audience of resources. It's the number one way that people with a following make money now, a course. Why? Because it's scalable. Make it once, you can sell it 1,000,000 times. And the margin is 100%. There's no cost in delivering that course. And what, by the way, most people do that make these courses, not all, but they'll go hire an offshore contractor in the Philippines to make the course, and you're basically literally getting scammed. The person making the course doesn't know anything. They'll say, here's a course over here, copy it, reword it, and that's the extent of the course you're getting. And yes, they're bold enough to charge $2,000 for that. They don't give a shit. They know it'll sell because they have a brand, which is why it's ultra important for you, by the way, to have a brand online. Because once you have a brand, what you have and its competitiveness in the market doesn't really matter anymore. It's about that brand because people just buy branded stuff. And so they definitely offer this, not because they have good information most of the time. It's because they have that brand, okay? These people basically have never even done the thing in the course, as I talked about. They don't really even own any web businesses that they market. They don't have any experience. not only do you have to have experience doing it once, you have to really have a firm foundation of what they're teaching you will work for you and many other businesses. They got to do it over and over and over again. So what they need to be qualified to give you a system, if you will, is they've used the system that they're offering you and teaching you 10, 20 other, 30 other times to show that this is truly a universal system. That didn't just work for one use case and then that was it. The best information you can find from somebody is going to be someone who runs verifiable businesses in the drop shipping space. What you ultimately find all the time is somebody who teaches drop shipping, but they don't even tell you the store that they have. So you can't so it's all just bullshit, basically. And lots of them. Not just one business, but verifiable proof that this is not a luck. Because a lot of times you can get lucky. You've done this again and again, and you've got a track history, a track record, basically. If you can find somebody like that and then can get advice from them, that actually is good information that you can get good value from. The problem is almost nobody offers information like that. 99% of the people offering you information are just talking out their ass. They don't have all this huge amount of experience running online businesses and marketing them and understanding the things that universally work and don't work. This channel I talk about all the time is basically the #1 information source you're going to find online about marketing a business online, because nobody that's talking about it actually does what they're talking about. Or maybe they have some information about how to run an ad, but they don't understand landing pages. They don't understand conversion tracking. They don't understand how to make a website work. They don't understand pricing strategy. They don't understand all these other things to actually use it in a context, in a business context, and fitting it into an overall business and making it make sense. Given if all you know how to do is run the ad, but you don't understand pricing strategy and all this other shit, it's not going to work anyway, because every business, all those things are variable. So, assuming the person you have that you're getting the information from is qualified, that information's only going to work for so long on top of everything else. Everything eventually, at least if it's easy to do, gets saturated. If there was a system that worked in the marketing and advertising field, the more people who do it, the less effective it becomes. That's why there's never going to be one way to do marketing. It's not going to be novel to the people seeing the ads or whatever anymore, and then it's going to be less and less effective. So just by nature, them selling a so-called course to you and selling it to 50,000 people, it's not going to become effective anymore because they gave out the strategy to too many people, naturally. So there's that. Also, everything also changes constantly online. So we got clients at our agency, our ad agency, that Guarantee PPC, they think that they're going to hire us for 6 months. They're going to set up their ad. We're going to set up their ads really good. It's going to make money. And then they're going to save money on our $2,000 a month ad fee. Ooh, we're saving $2,000 a month. I can go out and I can get a Corvette payment now. Now, with all the money we're making, we're going to tell Corey that we're going to work with him for the next 10 years, and then we're going to get the money, and then we're going to stop him at 6 months, and we're going to take all that juicy ad fee for ourselves. And then guess what? The ad campaign, or a lot of times what they'll do is they'll hire someone for $300 a month and then expect that person can just maintain it. And I see every time what they do. They go in there, that other agency will unravel everything we did, and they fucking threw everything I just built for them away. But with that said, the reason why I'm bringing this all up, not just going on a rant here, everything on like Google or whatever ad platform we built a campaign and funnel for them on, the platforms are changing all the time. So whereas you might get by without not paying the agency, the person you helped set up your campaign for you and make it work and make it profitable for a month or 2 months or 3 months, the longer it goes from the time the initial person who put it together who understands why this ad and this ad itself by itself works and this campaign by itself works, the more likely it is going to go off the rails because the platforms are constantly changing. So you might get by with it for a month. Maybe you won't get by with it for 2 weeks because just all depends on this, because there's changes for sure going to happen, and there's eventually going to be enough small changes cumulatively that F's up your campaign, or one really big change that F's up your campaign, but it's going to happen, and it's not if, it's just when. And so, yes, short term they screwed. They've got their $2,000 a month fee back. They didn't have to pay it. But 6 months down the road, something happened that pushed the campaign off the trail of what it was, and then now they don't have the campaign working at all anymore. It's not profitable anymore. And because of their pure lack of foresight, and more so greed, pure greed of not wanting to pay somebody part of their profits to maintain what they had, they got nothing. At the end of the day, it's like a kid who wants more and more candy. You take it away from them, they get nothing. That's that's the reality of the situation. So anyway, as it applies to buying courses, that course information, as soon as it's written and published, it's in the process of becoming ineffective. The longer it's been since it's been written, the less relevant it's going to be, because the platforms keep changing. Even if you're talking about like copywriting, what works today in terms of copy doesn't work, 5 years from now. The copywriting techniques as a whole, and what people will get people to respond changes over time. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's always going to change. Therefore, the information becomes outdated as soon as it comes out. So you got something that's basically going to start in the process, being in the process of deteriorating in terms of its effectiveness right away, both in terms of usage and the ubiquitousness of it, of other people using the strategy and finding out about it. And then furthermore, that it's becoming, the platforms update, so therefore things are being, it's going to be outdated for that. Even if you find somebody who's qualified enough to actually give you relevant information, they just didn't hire some offshore person to rip off another person's course, so they didn't have to really have anybody who knows what they're doing, because hiring someone like me to make them a course isn't going to be $1,000 to an offshore contractor. It's going to be $100,000, and they don't want to pay that, so they'd rather rip off their customers than provide a good quality course. Your chances all in, because of all these reasons I just gave you about you getting a good course that's not outdated, that's not overused, is basically 0.1% at the end of the day, or low enough that any sane, rational person wouldn't be dumping their money on any course, period. And then, like I mentioned at the start of the video, there is an alternative in which I was going to give you today, because I don't make videos and just say, you want to make money, you can't do it this way, and then offer no alternative, because at the end of the day, that sucks. And I'm really not trying to be and do a sales pitch here, but legitimately, if you want real information on how to market a business online that works, I don't know of any other places that offer legitimate information, at least to run an overall business the way that it's effective. Not just, there's people that I see that are good at maybe one particular part of digital marketing, but that in and itself isn't going to make you money, because you got to understand the full picture of what's going on in terms of sales funnel, developing sales funnels, how to do follow-up, how to do sales. It all matters. This channel is the information that it's legitimately the best information you're going to find. But the good thing is, you don't have to spend $2,000 for no course and risk that it's junk for all the reasons that I mentioned here. Which the $2,000 for the course, by the way, is the least of it, because if you go ahead and you spend all that time and advertising spend or whatever to figure out if the stuff in the course is real, you're going to waste way more than $2,000, in terms of wasted time and wasted money just to figure out, and through the result of trying to do a non-working strategy. You're better off using that ad money, or using that course, the money that you wanted to buy the course, to take what I'm telling you on this channel and going up and setting up a little store for yourself, or taking your store that you want to promote and just applying the information I gave you and spending the money on the ads or whatnot to do what you're going to do. And that, practically speaking, in terms of online marketing and digital marketing, it's running ads for a business, online ads for a business where you're going to make money. Yes, there's two main ways that you can make money online. That is, you can build a following and send traffic from your following to your website, and you can run ads. Outside of those two major things, there isn't a way to promote an online business. And if you're running a digital marketing program for an offline business, it really isn't any different there either. You got to be able to get traffic to your website. You either pay for it directly, or you find a free way to drive traffic to the site. I mean, which can come from like SEO and all that. The SEO, you're not going to get SEO traffic unless you have traffic to your site already. That's just a bonus. You got to pull it out of somewhere. And the way that you do that is you provide a bunch of content, free content to people, and you hope through that you build a following, and therefore people are willing to check out your offer because they respect the information you gave them already. And it depends on how much information you have. You can either hire people to make information to build up a following, which that's so expensive that generally that's not feasible. So unless you yourself are an expert in what you're selling, running ads really is the only feasible way to build up to build sales for your business. And so you got to learn how to run ads. Well, this channel is the best information you're going to find clearly, that for sure, and it is no BS, on how to run ads profitably for a business. All of the information I provide for you on this particular channel, not only is it free, but it's always going to work. Yes, I mentioned there's no universal strategy that you can get, because if everybody starts using it in a nutshell, it will become ineffective. However, I mentioned if it's easy, the stuff that I talk about on this channel isn't easy. It works because it provides users that you want to sell to a great experience, better than they're going to get from your competition. I know that because I've looked at literally thousands of ad accounts here in terms of auditing them. A lot of them we don't work with, to see what people are willing to do in most markets and what they're not willing to do. And I know what the user likes to have, such as if they're going on Google, they're looking for big red shoes. They don't want to see an ad that says shoe store. They want to see an ad that says big red shoes and only big red shoes, because they don't have to think as hard. When there's 4 ads at the top of Google and they got to click on one, that's universally, statistically, by and large, what they're going to be more likely to click on. Maybe not in every single instance, but enough where that is always going to get you the most results. We do that every time on every campaign we work on, because that's what people want. It gives the user what they want. And I know the competition's not willing to do it. Therefore, we're always going to be able to make more money or make good money. That's just one example of a whole different plethora of different things that we do here that we know the user wants, and that the competition isn't willing to do. That if you apply it to what you're doing, you'll always make more money than you made before. And of course, if you do enough things that make you more money than you made before, eventually you're going to hit profitability with your ads, and you'll be in a position to scale your ads where the real money is. So a lot of people are just going to not want to do what I'm saying because it's too much work. At the end of the day, just know the golden rule is do what everybody else does with their online marketing. You're going to get the same shitty returns everybody else gets. Half or more of the people who advertise online, by the way, aren't even making any money. I know because I look at people's numbers all the time. They have clients or customers coming in from another place, and their ads run at a loss, but because only about 20% of people even track their ad results, they don't know they're not making money. So you see somebody doing X thinking, oh, they must be making great money. They ain't making shit. They're making a net. Yeah, they're making sales, but the cost of the ad spend doesn't offset the revenue that they have coming in after you factor in all the expenses they have to deliver that product or service and so forth. So naturally, most people aren't making money. If you're going to make money, you're going to have to do better than what you see out there, not just the same. And everybody wants the same customers. Whether you're going to make money from the ad space that's available in your space or to get in front of the people in your space, you've got to be able to typically be in the top 10 or 20% in terms of what users want to see and what they're going to find appealing. And if you want that information, this channel right here is going to be where you're going to get it, guaranteed. So you can watch the videos, understand what users typically want, and therefore also on top of that, or should I say on top of that, what your competition's not going to be willing to do because they're either lazy or they won't admit to themselves that they need to do it, or they'll hire an agency and the agency doesn't want to do it. And that's the thing that always is going to make you more money. What are they not willing to do? What is my competition not willing to do? And what helps the user decide on us quicker, better, easier than what we had before. And if anything that has both of those things will make you more money. And I've got hundreds of individual little things on this channel that will do that for you. And the more of them you implement in your business, the more your ROI from whatever you're doing is going to go up. Just know at some point you're going to be profitable after applying enough of these strategies to what you're doing. It's really that simple. So it's going to take you rolling up your sleeves and actually going out there and working your butt off to put these complicated systems into place, but they're effective and they work. And if you want the money bad enough, you will put the time in. If you don't want it, then just give up. Really, it's that simple. You can whine and complain, and you could want this universal solution that these course sellers offer that will allow you to just bolt on something to your business and it just works. It's not going to work like that. You're going to have to know fundamentally how to do things. And the way that you do that is you learn from somebody, A, that knows what they're doing and is not bullshitting you, and then going out and trying those things and learning for yourself. Once you implement them yourself, you're going to make some mistakes, but you're going to learn along the way, and you're just going to get better and better, and eventually you're going to get to where you want to go. So that's how you do it, essentially. And, I started doing online marketing 20 years ago. Every year I just progressively got better and better and better at it. And, the general rule that I give everybody as well is if you are less skilled and you're just starting out, you start out in a niche business area that's less competitive. Everybody that wants to get on doing business online, they want to start selling t-shirts online. Well, you're competing with billion-dollar companies. Why would you do that with little skills on how to make money with ads and all that? Start with something that the rewards are so small that nobody gives a shit about your business niche. Selling furnace filters, where if you just crush it, you're going to make 50 grand a year. And that's it. But you crush it on that, learn a lot, take the money from that to go into something a little bit where the rewards are a little bit bigger if you dominate in that space. Get that going, then going into another niche, and you end up with a niche that you're in eventually that's totally different than what you started out with. But and the initial niches where nobody that really knows how to run ads well is worrying about it because the rewards are too small. You've learned there what you needed to be when you get to the high levels of the really big reward niches, you're able to actually compete at the end of the day. So that's what I did when I started out. I started out in areas that, again, there was low stakes basically. And I took my money and then it went up the chain. And eventually it's worth it because at the end of the day, once you eventually have enough experience, you can market mostly anything and win. I'm not trying to scratch my own back here, but I can legitimately go into Google. I don't care what niche we're in. I can make a better ad than anybody advertising in that space. Now, granted, there's a lot of spaces where, people are willing to pay a lot for a customer because the customer's worth a lot over the lifetime of their purchases. We're not going to be able to make money without having just a metric ton of money to buy customers and a long time to wait for the value of those customers to come back. But respectively, in terms of the cost per conversion or cost per transaction, whatever, I can get a better one than anybody else out there in any space because I've just done it enough times. It wasn't because I'm a freaking rocket scientist. I just did it enough times to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And so there is no 1 hour course that I can give you. Well, you'll learn all that because there's so much information you need to know. I've got 1,000 videos on this channel, but individual little things that add up to getting really good results. And really, there's no shortcut for success with it. You have to watch the information, apply it. Watch another video, apply it. Watch another video. That's not what people like to hear, which is why, by the way, to sum this up, why the course sellers do so well. The course sellers appeal to the people that want to make money and want to make it quick. They don't have to work. And you're just going to get scammed that way. You're just going to get scammed that way by them telling you that it's going to be easy, quick, and cheap. Well, for sure, you'll for sure make money if you want to put the work in. That's really the defining factor here. And of course, looking in a place where you can get quality information, which I already told you where that is, and that's on this channel. Read or watch, apply, learn, apply some more, learn. You don't have to have huge ad budgets either to learn either. But you gotta keep throwing money at it so you can learn, and eventually you'll know how to do it. And that's how I got into running online ads to make money online with online businesses. And that's basically how you're gonna have to learn as well. No course is going to make sense and work, because it's more than just one thing that you have to know to run a profitable online business. And the information is probably coming from somebody who doesn't know it anyway, and the information is outdated / it's too saturated too when you have people out there doing it. So therefore, don't just stay away from the courses. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully that made a lot of sense to you. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate giving the video a like on the way out. And if you have any questions about anything I covered here, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment or question within 24 hours of leaving it. You can ask me any digital marketing or online advertising question. I'll try to, as best as I can, to help you out, answer whatever you have questions about, as just a thank you for watching the video and helping the channel grow. Beyond that, like I said, there's no other better information I promise you're going to find online coming from somebody who really knows what the hell they're talking about to make money with running online business. So you should subscribe, and you should subscribe right now. That said as well, I also, by the way, have a blog that I write over at guaranteedppc.com/blog. You can find actual step-by-step strategies that make money, that you can run to make money, run ads and make money online. Strategies that most people, going back to what I was saying before, aren't going to be willing to put the time in to do, given they're fairly complex, but they always help the user make a decision quicker, and therefore they're going to work. So you should check that out as well. If you like the channel, you'll love my blog even more, because there's visuals and step-by-step information there that's more, we'll say, concrete in terms of physically what to do, not just the theories behind stuff on what you need to do, but more step-by-step, so it's easier to follow, we'll just say. That said, if you are trying to run an ad campaign for yourself and want somebody else to do all the work for you, most companies out there are a scam. However, this is exactly what I do for clients as my primary business still at Guaranteed PPC. We will estimate, if we plan on working together with the client, we will estimate the return we can get for that client's campaign before we start. And if we do not get the client's results that we promised them when they start, there is no fee paid to our agency. We're the only agency out there that offers anything like that. And the only catch with that is that we don't work with just any company or client. You've got to have something we know we can get great results on. But if you want to see if we can work together in that kind of capacity, where we do all the execution of running ads for your business to scale a multi-million-dollar ad campaign for your business, you can reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com, and I'd be happy to give you a free assessment to see what the possibilities could be and give you some estimates on the results we can provide. Beyond that, there's another option that you can use to be successful online, which is if you're in a niche market, such as if you're a plumber, that's what you're trying to do, trying to figure out how to get plumbing clients. Well, we worked in that market before. You can take the templates, all the campaigns, ads, everything we developed for a plumber in a different parallel geographic area, buy those from us and just copy and paste everything we developed for your market already into your own geographic market and get most of the results, given that what works for a plumber in one area, one city, usually pretty much just works the same for another plumber in another city. Not exactly as I talked about in today's video, but pretty close. At the very least, if you're going to go ahead and you're going to be determined on getting an ad campaign working for your business in that space, you'd be way better off taking the exact copy and paste strategy that we've already are using in that market already and put it into your account, and at least start from there, because you're going to cut out 90% of the work. And anyway, if you're interested in that type of thing, we also sell those templates of campaigns that are effective like that and funnels that are effective like that. And we have worked in 100+ niche markets in the last 10 years of running Guaranteed PPC. So chances are high we've worked in your market and have a bunch of templates available. We've got people using these templates, by the way, to start e-commerce businesses when they weren't in e-commerce before. And it's like having an e-commerce business with training wheels on it. You've cut out most of the learning curve that you have just going into it, and you can get those products from China. You can sell them as long as you're in a different country than our current client is in or past client is in. You can use that template and it will work the same thing for the most part in another country that you want to run the same business in. We also got people selling leads. They'll get a templated campaign that we have that generates leads at a rock bottom cost in a market like plumbing. And then they'll sell the leads to plumbers, which is a great business idea, passive income business strategy that you can do as well. Just giving you some ideas of what you can do with the templates that we offer, but we also sell the templates as a standalone service as well, or if you will, a product that we offer alongside our full ad agency services we offer at the firm. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video, certainly, where we'll go over another strategy that will help you make money in your business, or idea to help you make more money in your business, and so you can be successful online. See you later.